Welcome back, brothers and sisters, Golly Vibes family. I pray everybody is doing well. Hallelujah. We got a very interesting video today. For the first time, almost 2 months later, Erika Kirk has done her first interview. And I wanted to jump into something on this interview where she finally addresses the assassination and the claims around it. Right? I haven't watched the whole thing. I watched a little bit of it, but I wanted to come on here and give you guys a raw reaction, as well as you guys who haven't seen this part of this interview yet. I believe the guy calls it conspiracy theories around what happened, but we understand that a lot of stuff that they brought to the forefront just simply isn't true. So I wouldn't call the claims around what happened to Charlie conspiracy theories. I would just say it's a whole lot of different things that are being thrown, right? And different things need to be looked into. You get what I'm saying? Because if that's the case, you can even call what they're bringing to the forefront of conspiracy theory. The only difference is they, took full force into arresting who they arrested. They went full throttle in giving us different information that they wanted to give us in the forefront. The only difference is the people are looking into different things. The people are looking into other things that may actually have happened. That's the difference. But I wanted to show this clip, so let's go ahead and just jump into it because it's going to be my first time seeing this full clip as well.
There's other theories swirling around about Charlie's assassination.
Right.
Okay, he didn't say conspiracy theories. I thought he said conspiracy theories. He just said theories. Okay, let's continue.
There's other theories swirling around about Charlie's assassination.
Right.
How does that make you feel?
When everything happened, my phone died and became a black hole. I just didn't turn it on for weeks on end. I've intentionally insulated myself because I need to guard my heart, and I need to be there for my kids, and I need to be there for Turning Point. And what I've realized through all of this is that everyone grieves differently. Everyone is trying to figure out, and I don't blame them, how does this happen? How does somebody become so radicalized where they can justify this in their own head? We just lost one of the greatest voices of our generation. Why? How? What's behind it? Like, everyone's trying to process this. And I respect that. But where my heart is just asking for some grace is for the ones who were there that day. They have to relive that every single day. He didn't die in a car accident. He didn't die from cancer. He was assassinated. And the difference between this and previous assassinations in this country is there was no social media. There was no AI. I can tell you how many fake images are out there of all of this. And again, my only request is that just please pray and consider and think about whatever you put online, because it's going to impact his kids in the future. I don't want my kids to go on the internet one day when they're older and see things that it's just, we're all trying to process this in their own way, and I appreciate that. But just some grace would be nice.
Okay, so don't know what the full interview is, by the way. Some of y'all be asking, what's the full interview? Search Erika Kirk interview. But as far as that clip, so Erika's pretty much saying she wants grace for the people who were there, right? And we understand that CO's been calling out a lot of different people who were there. So it's like, it's a whole lot of subliminals just being thrown around. Even on CO's part, now it sounds like Erika's part, it's like, what in the world is going on? I know a lot of y'all are completely against Erika. I know a lot of you guys are like, she's acting, this is fake. I'm not at that point. I'm right here in the middle. I'm balanced. I don't want to believe something like that. That's crazy. Not saying people who think that is crazy. I can see why you think that. I can throw it all out there. Like, where was the grieving stages? How are you that quick to come on his show? You were just smiling the whole time. It's a lot off. It's a lot off. Right? But I want to give grace to an individual who is innocent until proven guilty. And that includes everybody. I understand that this is the wife. So a lot of you guys get into that mindset as well. Like, this is the wife. Like, but then again, there's a lot of different situations where wives have taken out their husbands. Let's keep it 1,000 real quick. Let's not sugarcoat it, okay? We don't know her. We don't. But I want to give grace in a space of everybody's innocent until proven guilty, ladies and gentlemen. Right? And if there's no facts out about what you're thinking and you're just thinking that based off of emotions, who knows? Lord could have filled her up with strength. People grieve in different ways. She said that a couple of times at this point. So clearly she's seeing what's said online. But the only part I don't necessarily get down with is saying give grace to the people who were there. I don't know if I can rock with that one, E. Because what if the people who were there had something to do with what happened? And why are the people that were there not looking more into the case? Why is CEO the only one looking, really diving deep into this situation? You know, clearly something's off. I would have loved to have heard her say that. Like, something's a little off. Something's a little, 30-aught hitting the neck and they're not blowing. It should have been way worse than that. Something along these lines I would have thought would have been said. I'm throwing it out there. I'm throwing it out there. But like she said, she cut off her phone for, who knows when, who knows how long. But that's what she had to say about it. She wants grace to those who were there. So give a little grace, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, Candace Owens is still looking into the situation. She's saying that there were 12 Israeli phones on site. And she says this with much confidence. Let's check it out.
Well, here's some explosive news for you that I can now, beyond a shadow of a doubt, confirm. Putting my name on this. Not only can I confirm this, but I can publicly challenge the very Zionist-occupied Trump administration, who is aware of this, to deny it, to come out and say, no, that's not true, okay? And if Kash Patel is done crying about the mean tweets on the internet regarding his sensational singing girlfriend, he can also certainly make the time of day to deny what I am saying if it is untrue, right? Because this is pretty relevant. Now, I should say that some people had actually reported this earlier. Like Mel, I've been telling you to follow her, Village Crazy Lady over on X. She was actually very early with this reporting, and I had heard rumors and rumblings, but I wanted to make sure that I had verifiable proof, enough proof that I would go out on a limb, as I'm doing right now, and asserting that it is authentic and it is real. Ladies and gentlemen, there were, for whatever reason, 12 Israeli cell phones on the ground at Utah Valley University the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. This has completely spooked the people that are very high up in government. Now, to be clear, I don't mean that there were 12 VPNs that were switched and routed through Israel on that day. I mean that there were 12 personal cell phone accounts that were opened in Israel, okay? Like, you go into Verizon in Tennessee or in Connecticut and you open your phone. I am saying that they opened their phones in Israel, those accounts in Israel, and they were on the ground on September 10th at Utah Valley University when Charlie was shot. Now, the NSA knows this, Kash Patel knows this, people in the current administration know this, and they are desperate for some reason to stop that information from being released to the public. Why? Because they're the most transparent administration ever? Is that why? Is this like Jeffrey Epstein transparency that we're getting? Because that's what it feels like. It always seems that on the topic of this one nation that's only the size of New Jersey and has done nothing wrong ever and was truly the greatest friend to Charlie right up until the very end, never put any pressure on him, suddenly everybody abandoned their values. True friends of Charlie Kirk, right? Standing on that stage, giving him a speech, hiding this. Now, what would be the reason that they wanted to keep that information under wraps? And why does it have people at the very top spooked? If there's nothing to hide, then there's nothing to hide, okay? If there's nothing to hide, then there's nothing to hide. Now, let's play devil's advocate, and to be clear, we are now advocating for the devil when we do this. Maybe the cell phones belonged to some exchange students. It's possible. Maybe 12 Israelis were touring UVU on that day because, I don't know, Utah Valley University is a place where they maybe wanted to attend in the future. Maybe 12 American students had Israeli-based cell phones because they had just come back from a summer abroad program and they wanted to keep their Israeli cell phones running when they got back home to Utah. I don't know, but I'd like to know. In fact, we need to know the answer to this question. Why are they hiding this information? And why and who did those 12 Israeli cell phones belong to? Okay? I don't like secrets. I don't like secrets, especially when they pertain to the public execution of my friend Charlie Kirk.
And I can see how you guys would be in the space of saying, now that's what the wife should be doing. I can see it. So Candace has figured out that there's 12 Israeli phones there. Figured out those military planes. A military plane that was there. What a bullet entered. It's like, okay. Candace is really on top of different things. That tip jar is getting filled up. For sure. And, I thank the Lord at the end of the day because truth is good. Truth is good. Not just theories, but facts. Okay? And last time Candace was on there saying, like, I for sure have this. Let them say I don't. She was talking about text messages. So don't say she don't. She gonna pull something out of that cat hat. She gonna pull a rabbit out of the hat. It's like she be teasing, hoping they say it's not true, and then she just Wow. We're only almost 2 months away from when that happened to Charlie. So much has went down. So much truth has come out. I know a lot of people are looking into this. And shout out to you guys. For those who aren't just actual conspiracy theorists, but those who are really looking into it and really wanting to get down to the bottom of this, because it doesn't seem like the FBI is doing it. Shout out to you guys. May the Lord continue to bring light to the situation. Amen. God bless. Shalom.